if you address sort of like the air around something, there's got to be like a sort of like a gravitational pull that should in some way anchor you to your, like or ground you, so to speak. So just call it core, metaphorically, center of gravity, black hole, or anything that sort of like pulls you or holds you, so like what it is. It's the weight, the gravitas of that, and that's what these cores are. So the idea is sort of like to give each work its anchor. This type of paper is actually the total opposite of what I was trying to achieve before. So we're to look at something like the white cast papers that I did from 1999 to 2004. They were ethereal, light, like Xerox paper. It's like only like 16-pound paper. So it looked as though you had like taken an object and to the most minute details were able to capture that object in paper form. This was like something totally different. I mean, these felt like in terms of their visual weight, and I do feel that visual weight actually can lend itself to emotional weight. So realizing what the body of paper pulp, I felt like that this in the end could lend itself to sort of like a sort of a gravitas that would, could exist in the works that we would produce here. Seeing the processes and knowing that I can sort of bend the material in a way that that was a little bit more familiar, in terms of its sculptural essence, it just made sense for me to sort of to take full advantage of this situation. And so in the end, it was just a matter of just finding the correct medium and finding that I could actually hot glue things onto a metal plate and it would still have enough strength to sort of go through the press and come out still intact. And from there, it was just okay, what if we actually took the actual wood and carved into it? This is how we ended up getting this. This is a small sample of what that is. And if you look at just what you would have to do in order to sort of get this to be realized to become something like that, I mean, it's a lot of work. We have to actually go in and fill in all of these negative areas with clay and meticulously go around each one and flatten out and make these bridges so that when the paper was poured in, you'll be able to pull it out. But if you left these these holes, it was just grab and it was just, you would never be able to get it out of the out of the mold. This is what it gives you an idea of how this mold was made. You can almost look and you see that you would have to have no angles. It's nothing sort of where the paper would sort of grab and tear. A lot of times we end up inevitably destroying the actual plate, but it doesn't matter because that's not what we're trying to we're trying to get out of it anyway. We're trying to get this so that we can get more actual cast paper pieces.
It started as very low relief pieces. He came in and we'd make small sheets and combine them with printing plates like we would do for something relatively simple where it's really just a foreground, background kind of thing. And then he fairly quickly started adapting it to his wooden bellies or cores that he made specifically for this project. So most of the pieces also have some element to them that is something he's made in his studio and brings to us, and we try to problem solve and incorporate it into what we're doing.
Really? Yeah. How much did they cost for each one?
Well, I think it was very new for us because we hadn't cast anything nearly that deep. This would be more typical for a paper casting, more like a low relief, actually.